Jon here from Ocean Swift. Today I'd like to take a really quick look at our sample tester instrument. This is a free Kontakt Player NKS instrument. You don't need to own Kontakt or anything. You go on our website, you grab the instrument for free, you get a serial number, you dump it in Native Instruments Native Access, and it all activates and installs over there. It's super tiny. The whole installation is like 3 megabytes. Out of that, like 2 megabytes are the PDF for the manual. So what this thing is used for is it's not meant to exactly be an instrument, right? So it's not meant to wow you as an instrument. It's meant to be, as the name says, a tester. So it's more like a tool than an instrument in the end. And it's meant to help you kind of evaluate samples if you're working with, I was going to say if you're making sample libraries, but not only that. So let's say you have a Eurorack module or some hardware that can load samples, and you have an SD card and you need to transfer things to the SD card and you need to decide what to put there. So this instrument really helps you kind of curate all that. We can take a look at it by kind of taking a look at the two products, oscillator products that we have at Ocean Swift. So our oscillator toolkits, volume 1 and volume 2 over here, which I have installed. And this is a really good kind of way to see what this thing does. So over here, I've actually loaded one already. I have this sample Amber 1 from our oscillator toolkit 1. As you can see, it loads the sample. And then once it loads the sample, what it does is it will perform music information retrieval, so MIR, on the sample, and spit out some information. So what instrument type it is, what pitch it detects, and we'll talk about pitch in a second. Tune fix, we'll talk about this as well. Peak, RMS, and loudness. And then you kind of can play it in context. So you can set the low key, you can set the high key, and you have an envelope over here, which you can quickly set to different settings. So again, remember, this is supposed to be a tester. So you're not kind of tweaking and kind of trying to get the perfect sound. You just want to see what it feels like. So how does this sound feel like when it's in the context of a lead? How would it be in the context of a bell or a pad? So this is the point of these little buttons over here on the envelopes. Of course, you can also manually set the envelopes. You can change the playback engine in Kontakt's engine in the backend from DFD, direct from disk, or Time Machine Pro, which is kind of time stretching. If you're in direct from disk mode, you can also check the set the playback quality, and this is more for kind of hearing. I don't know. Let's say you'll be later building an instrument, or you're taking it to an engine where there's kind of some compromises. You can also check how this would sound if it's a little bit kind of not using the most perfect interpolation. But for now, let's just leave it on perfect. You can just change the interface color. This is just like a cute little thing over here. And then I mentioned we will talk about the pitch and the tune fix over here. So when we talk about pitch, this is not real-time tracking your pitch. So over here I have Ableton's tuner, and we'll see again in a second something about this tuner. This is not about real-time tune. This is about the pitch it detects as the fundamental pitch of the sample. So in the case of working with these oscillators, this is very clear. If I play now this sound, well, maybe it's not that clear. We'll get to that. So you know what? Let's remember Amber 1. Let's go to something else for a really quick second. So this is a very defined pitch, and if I play a C note over here, you can see that this particular sample is quite tuned. These are modulations. I wouldn't even call it detuning. And as you can see, it detects it as pitch 36, which is this C3 note over here in Kontakt. Now, tune fix would be a little bit, tiny bit of kind of changing the tuning after setting the root note to really hit that 36. Now, this sometimes works well, sometimes not. I mean, because here it's not even that it's detuned. But as you can see, if I click this tune fix, now it's really tight here over on Ableton's tuner. So again, it's baby steps, but sometimes it's useful. And yeah, you can also know, okay, once I'll be loading this into my Eurorack module, and I'll set the root note. I know that it's 36, note number 36. I'll detune it by just that tiny bit amount, and I will get a perfect oscillator. Again, of course, you can do all this stuff by ear, but it a little bit helps you. And then this is when root is set to auto. You can obviously also click over here and you can set the root to manual. And when the root is set to manual, you simply set the root note over here manually. So you can also do that if you so desire and see how it will be outside of a MIR kind of automatic tuning context. That's mostly it. I would like to quickly show something about tuning because we do have a low pass filter over here, and as you can see, it's not about like there's no resonance, there's no envelope to it, there's just filtering. And the reason for it is, let's go back to this amber sample. I think, was it amber 1 now? All right, amber 1. As you can see, I'm going to play amber 1. And you will see that the Ableton tuner does not respond to this. Now, it's because of all the detuning that is going on here, right? Like it's very, very fat. And this tuner is struggling with it a bit. I have other tuner plugins. Some struggle with one sample, some struggle with the other. Let's just see for a second. So nothing appears. And if I start to pulling down this low pass filter, it'll remove some of that, you know, some of that detuning, some of those extra harmonics, some of those things. And you'll see that suddenly it can pick it up. So let's see. All right, so pretty perfect. And this is what the low pass filter is for here. And we can even try to do some fixed tune. And as you can see here, it didn't really do a lot. Because here we're really like, this is a detuned sample. So this fixed tune is not for everything. Sometimes you absolutely do not want to click it, right? You don't want to be removing those movements. So this is the instrument. Again, it's more a tool than anything else. It's really great for curating things. That's how it came about. We decided to release this because we built this tool for our own usage when we were preparing these spectral oscillator toolkits. So we would load up a certain sample that we recorded and then check it with this instrument, you know, see how it sounds like in context. Check the tuning and everything else, and just kind of be confident that this is the sample that we like and that we want to use. Of course, nothing stops you from doing some funky stuff. You can open multiple ones and then use this. You actually use this sample tester in a sampling context. So we're working on something right now, which is exactly this. We open multiple instances of this instrument. So let's even do 3. So I have 3 open over here. I open this alien kin sample from somewhere, from oscillator toolkit number 2. All right, and then I can throw in something else from oscillator toolkit number 1. Let's go back to oscillator toolkit number 2 and take one more thing, and then let's play that all together, single note. And now we can sample that together, reprocess it, and we have a brand new oscillator for our oscillator toolkit. Maybe one last thing, you can also put it in one-shot mode and check out like drum samples or melodic one-shot samples as well. We use it personally for testing our loops, but that's it. So go grab yourself a copy of our sample tester, and we encourage you, if you're going to use it with like this kind of oscillator content in any case, and the use cases that I outlined in this video resonate with you, grab our oscillator toolkits. They're really not expensive for what you get. They're really, really nice oscillators. They're featured in our own product, in Porphyria Hybrid, in Dystopia Diary. They're going to be featured in a very, very big synth from a third-party company. And they're also featured in our Korg Ocean State, Korg Wave State expansion. And we're just, we use it everywhere, and we're going to continue to use it, and we're going to continue to be making these oscillators. Have a good one. See you later.